The issue of same-sex marriage goes before the U.S. Supreme Court today. The 9 justices met to discuss if they will take up a lawsuit seeking a nationwide constitutional right to gay marriage. On your side's Chris Oswalt is live in the studio with the potential impact on Idaho's case.
Don, the justices are currently taking 5 lawsuits into consideration. They could decide to not hear any, hear a select few, hear them all, or in the opinion of one local attorney, hear them all and add Idaho's case to the mix.
We are Idahoans and we were heard, and it feels amazing.
For months now, celebrations have been taking place around the country as judge after judge strikes down bans on same-sex marriage.
It's a really big day.
The issue is now before the United States Supreme Court. 9 justices are meeting to decide if they will hear the issue of same-sex marriage. John Runoff is a Boise constitutional law attorney. He says the decision by the Supreme Court will have a broad impact.
The Supreme Court rulings on matters of federal law apply everywhere.
Over the last year and a half, state and federal judges have ruled in favor of same-sex marriage rights 39 times. 5 of those cases have been appealed to the Supreme Court and are what's being discussed. Runoff believes more could be added to the discussion.
I frankly would expect to see the 9th Circuit, the 3 or 4 9th Circuit cases included in the mix.
That would include Idaho's case, which is currently in the hands of the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals.
Well, the heterosexual men and women aren't going to enter into same-sex marriages, so what's the issue?
Earlier this month, On Your Side was the only station in court as 3 justices heard the case of 4 lesbians suing the state over the 2006 voter-approved ban. If the Supreme Court takes up this case, a ruling would essentially end a patchwork of state laws, and the 9th Circuit would be forced to rule based on the Supreme Court's decision.
If the ruling of the Supreme Court was reasonably applicable on the law and the facts to the 9th Circuit case, then the 9th Circuit would be bound to follow it.
In order for the case to go before the Supreme Court, 4 of the 9 justices must vote to hear it. It could be the end of this week when we know that decision. If they decide not to hear it at this time, the Supreme Court will meet 11 more times between now and January to review their decision. Live in the studio, Chris Oswalt, today 6 on Your Side.